What's up, barbecue fans? Today we're making some potatoes, but not just any potatoes. If you've been on Instagram or TikTok, even YouTube, you've probably seen these over the last couple of years. They are commonly referred to as the 15-hour potato, the 1,000-layer potato, and even the million-layer potato. The secret is in the layers. It takes a little bit of time, but these things look amazing. I have not tried them, so today we're trying them together. Real quick, we'll go over some ingredients. I've got some potatoes here. I don't know how many I'm gonna need for my hotel pan that I picked up, but I have more, but I wanted to get really large ones because today we're gonna use one of these guys. This is a 1/4 6-inch deep hotel pan. So I don't know if we're gonna go all 16 inches. We will see. Depends how far they go, but I've got 2 of them because we're gonna compress them later. You can get these on Amazon. Make sure that you get stainless steel ones. I'll put a link down below. If you buy the cheaper ones, you're gonna get some stuff in your food, especially if you try and heat them up. I've done this and you get little black specks over everything. So make sure you buy some good quality ones. You're gonna need some cream. And of course, we've already doctored this up. This is just some half and half, and it's about, I poured in 1 container and then about a half a container. So 1.5 containers of tall containers. What are they, 5 1-liter containers, I think. I don't know what the Canadian enemy just came out. I don't know what the US, I don't know how many ounces are in it. I did put some salt in there, and after it went out there, I wanted to put a little bit more. So I'm adding some more salt. Gonna put in some fresh cracked pepper from my pepper cannon. If you didn't get one of these for Christmas, don't worry, use my 10% code down below and you can get yourself one. And then what I did is I put some thyme in here, although when I was doing it, I forgot to tie it up. But you want a good amount of thyme. Just tie it up, and then I put 3 huge cloves of garlic in there. They were quite large. And then what we did is I put it on the Yoder at 160, and it's been out there going for an hour. So we've got an hour of smoke into our half and half here. I think it's gonna add just another layer of flavor to it. Need some russet potatoes. You also need a way to thinly slice your potatoes. So a couple ways you can do this. You could try and do it with a knife. You probably would not succeed very well, so skip that method. You get yourself a mandolin. You guys have seen me use one on the channel before, but it's that board. It's typically slips, and it's got a razor blade here, and you just go over top of it, get nice thin slices. Or if you happen to have something like this guy, this is a KitchenAid vegetable sheeter. I bought this because my wife likes zucchini lasagna, and I wanted to make zucchini sheets with this. So I happen to have this. So we're gonna use this today because it makes it so much easier. And if you're gonna use something like that, cheers. You do need a KitchenAid mixer, which it attaches here. We'll put it together in a sec here. I am going to peel my potatoes real quick. Not necessary, but we will. And I'm not gonna do like a crazy good job on them. There's a little bit of skin in there. Just add some texture and flavor to it. It's not gonna hurt anything. I'm gonna do this one at a time. I don't want my potatoes to oxidize. So we got one. Put these guys over here. Need that guy. We'll get out this vegetable sheeter. And I gotta refresh myself how this thing goes together, but essentially what happens here, we've got a thin and a thick blade. We're not gonna use the thick blade, we want it thin. And then we got this gadget here, which is gonna go like so, right? And then you're gonna have, this is a holder here. This is gonna go on here, and then our potato is gonna go through like so. And then our blade, you'd think I would figure this out before it went on camera, but not how I roll. That's what I'm looking for. There we go. I'm overcomplicating it. This is another way. And what we're gonna do here is we're going to set this guy up now. So we'll go through the center of our potato here. I'll be all right, I promise. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna lock that back. Now we're gonna go through the center of our potato. And we're gonna go like so. Now what we'll do is we will unlock this guy. All right, so let me give you a look here, okay? Sorry, it wasn't a great angle, but this is going in there. We've got an end on here that locks and holds the potato or vegetable in place. And then we've got this guy, which we will release, and it's self pressure against the potato. You don't have to do anything. And then on our side here, we just turn this to stir after we plug it in. Like so. Take our cream, we will Oh, this is not, I wasn't thinking about the fact that it's not perfectly round potato. That's the sheets that I really want, is the full sheet like that. All right, there's one done. A fair amount of potato left in there. Wonder what I can make out of those. Next one. And big thing here is we want to get this into our cream so it doesn't oxidize. And I am gonna go through like so just because it's easier that way. Okay. Okay. Rinse and repeat. And one thing I'll tell you about these sheets is you can see my fingers through them, right? They're very, very thin. Just like that, we've got some potatoes done. It smells smoky, you can smell the garlic and thyme. Now the only thing I don't know what I'm gonna do is what I'm gonna do with these cylinders. If you've got any ideas in the comments, let me know. Interesting side effect of using this, but I'll tell you what, the sheets are uniform and it obviously goes pretty quickly. I mean, we probably spent 5-6 minutes on that. So we're gonna let these guys enjoy the flavors. I'm gonna put these guys off to the side until I figure out what the heck to do with those. Clean our work surface, and we'll prep our hotel pan here. So, it makes it way easier. Because it's so deep, it's a little bit of a pain. All right, so we've got some melted butter here. We just want to give this a little bit of a paint. You could use probably cooking spray if you wanted to as well, but I'm going to use the butter a little bit in the mixture as I prepare things. So we'll help everything kind of stick in place. Perfect. Now the reason we're doing this with the parchment paper is so that when it comes time to release, we'll have something to help get the potatoes out. I am going to throw on some gloves because this is going to be a little bit of a messy job. Have a sip of that before we get too far. So we're going to have to do a little bit of work here and come up with a size that we like. All right, like. You know, I'm not going to overthink this because we're going to trim the sides anyhow. And as long as we overlap we evenly and we spread it out, I think we're going to be okay. But you can see what we got here. Got a little bit of an overlap there. Just like a puzzle. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut this in half here. Ollie, don't play with that there. All right, so we got one layer done. Put a little bit of butter in here. I'm not gonna put butter on every layer, I just wanna get some on the bottom there. And then we will go like so. This time, yeah, we're gonna alternate our seams a little bit. I'm gonna cut anything that's like that, I'm gonna straighten out the edges. Put a piece like this in there. That'll give us the overlap I'm looking for. That's what I wanted. I envisioned all my potatoes to come out like that. So we're about halfway through. What I'm doing here is adding some butter, but also some homemade tallow. This is what I got left over for New Year's Eve. I made some Wagyu short ribs that I smoked for like 6 hours before they got braised. And then they were bone in, so I had cut the bone off and I put the bone in inside the broth and then cooked that, and I just separated it when I made my red wine sauce, and I ended up with a bunch of really smoky tallow. So I think that's gonna help us here. Couple points here. First and foremost, I was getting way too picky. As I started to think more and more about it, as long as it's flat, it'll be fine. So I'm layering a lot faster. I also went through more potatoes than I expected, mainly because Bigger is always better, and I bought a 6-inch instead of a 4-inch thick deep dish, but I wanted something that would hold a bunch of water because I'm also going to use them on my smoker. So we probably won't fill it up all the way, but I needed to get more potatoes a couple times now, and we'll just keep on pushing through. So, after much longer than I anticipated and about 23 potatoes, we're up to about here. All right, looking really good. Does take a little bit of time, but thankfully we're done. So what we're gonna do, if I had more patience, I would maybe go up a little higher, but really what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take off the sides, and then I'm gonna have a whole bunch of pieces this way that'll be quite big pieces. So the big thing here is that we don't want any color to happen on the bottom or on the top. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're going to cut this so that it fits. And then that way we won't get any browning here. We're gonna get all of our color from the frying portion of this. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna put this in the oven at 350 for about 3 hours, maybe 3.5 because it's pretty thick. If you're using a 4-inch pan, you could be about 2.5 hours. If you wanted to put it on your Yota, you certainly could, but it's not really gonna get that much smoke, so no sense wasting pellets. We'll do this one in the oven. So in case you're wondering what happened to my cylinder potatoes, here they are. What I decided to do is I put them in some cold water, big pot, threw a bunch of salt in there, and then I threw 2 cups of vinegar in there, completely optional, and I simmered them for about 45 minutes. Then, once they got to the point where they were kind of all breaking apart, I strained them, let all the steam evaporate. Then I put them on a cookie sheet with a little bit of butter, a little bit of avocado oil, some salt, and I put it in my convection oven at 450 for probably 30 minutes or so. And we ended up with these little crispy cylinders. I already tried one on my plate here. When they were done, I did put a little bit extra salt on them. This is my smoked ketchup. If you guys know, you know. But really, it's this crispy fry texture with potato on the inside. They're actually pretty tasty. Maybe I'll use them for dinner or something, just to have something different sometime down the road. You don't get a ton of vinegar, but you definitely get some vinegar flavor in the background, which is kind of nice and different. It's been exactly 3 hours. Here's our potatoes. They got a little bit of color up top, but not too much. Stick a skewer or a knife all the way down to make sure they're soft and cooked throughout. And here's where the magic happens. I'm gonna pack that down like so, and I'm gonna put in probably 3 of these cans in here. We're gonna take this whole thing and we're gonna put it in the fridge overnight, probably, I don't know, for 15, 16, 18 hours. And then what we'll do is we'll get on the next steps tomorrow. All right, so it's actually been a couple days, about 40 hours later. Nothing wrong with leaving them in there for an extra day. Yesterday, I just didn't feel like filming, if I'm being honest. I wasn't in a rush, but today's the day. So I had 3 cans like I told you guys. This is here, holding everything together. We're gonna take off this top layer here. And actually, I'll show you real quick. I have some extra light olive oil. This says for frying on it specifically, okay? But you wanna keep it relatively low. It will smoke, I think at 400. I have it going at 350 already. I've got it dialed in, and now all we've got to do is try and get this beautiful thing out of here, fry them up. There we go. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking a knife down on either side of the parchment paper. One of the reasons why we've got parchment paper is to keep it so it'll be a little easier to get it out. If you can't get it out here, you can heat up the bottom with some hot water or torch or something like that. But I think a little bit of effort will be able to get this guy done. Almost like I know what I'm doing. So now, pull this off. Obviously we've got a little bit of color. And what we want to do here is we want to take off these crispy edges, and we're just going to take a little bit of a line on either side, okay? I've got a serrated knife here just to make it easier because we don't want these crunchy bits in there, and we want to make sure that the end result. Okay. Same with this side. Okay. And you can fry these up or do whatever you want to them. This is really just the presentation part. Apparently I can't hold my knife parallel to the ground. I think what's happening is I'm just trying to take off too little. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. Let me get these out of the way. They're not going to go to waste. They're just not part of this situation we got going on here. I almost want to peel off the top layer. It's darker than I wanted it to be. My concern is because it's so dark, I don't want it just to flake off. It will really ruin the effect because it's already lifting up is what's going on here. All right, so here's really where the magic starts to happen, right? All right, so you see all these layers? That's where all the magic happens. I got the same thing going on down here. This is just gonna flake off. I think as I'm looking at this, part of the challenge is maybe I should have done 325 since I knew I was gonna go for 3 hours because it's so thick. Live and learn, but I think we're gonna be okay. The only question I have now is, do I want to go little half squares or, yeah, I think this is going to be the way to go here. This is a lot of potato here. There we go. And what we're going to do here is we're going to cut these into little cubes. You want them pretty close to each other so when you cook them, they cook evenly. And if a piece falls off on the bottom, all right, we've got 6 pieces here. As I said, we're at 350. Let's put these in the oil. Oil is a good temperature still. All right, so we're right locked in at 350. I'm gonna turn it up higher now because I'm gonna put something cold in there. All right, do yourself a favor, gently put them in, move them around so they don't stick to the bottom. Do not crowd the pan because it looks like they will stick to each other, which is the last thing that we want. So here we are with the finished product. I gotta tell you, it was very, very difficult to cook the first batch, not try one, and cook the second batch. But I pushed through for you guys. I mean, they look absolutely delicious. And I mean, this is just one side, right? So I got this whole thing left over. So we made a shit ton. So I basically got about 14 per side, so 28 in that batch, just to give you an idea, if you want to have an idea of how many you can serve. Let's get out my big ass knife here. And oh, I also had an epitome, but I need to try this before I tell you what man, look at that. I've just got some Jacobsen's garlic and black pepper salt here. A little bit more of that. I put a little sprinkle on right when I pulled them out of the oil. Let me try that. Yeah, salt was. That, my friends, is really difficult to describe, except to tell you that it's friggin' delicious. But the crispiness on the outside is super flaky, almost like a well-done French fry. And then you get to the inside, which is still flaky, but it's got just a little bit of bend to it. See how I can tear it there? We got crunchiness on the outside and a little bit of softness in the middle. These are delicious. Highly recommend you try them. Now, the epitome I used some butter in here. The butter is what browned. I think most recipes use cream or milk or something like that only, and don't use any butter. And I was like, wow, butter's gonna add some flavor to it. But the butter, because it cooks so long at 350, more than likely added to the browning. I mean, we're gonna use some butter around the outside all the time, outside of that parchment paper, no problem. But I put some in the layers and some on top. So I think that's what added to the brown. I mean, overall, I mean, look, I'm being nitpicky. So it's a little darker on the outside. Still tastes delicious. If you're like me and you love potatoes and you're looking for something else, check out this smoked potatoes au gratin recipe. I did this last year or the year before. They were delicious. Thanks as always for watching. I'll see you soon.